Did you know that 3 billion people are still cooking over open fires? That's billion with a B. Exposure to smoke causes 1.9 million premature deaths every year and causes respiratory and eye diseases. A typical cooking fire emits 5 tons of carbon a year. Multiply that by 3 billion. A cooking fire consumes over 100 cubic feet of wood a year. Multiply that by 3 billion. And you get this: deforestation. Women travel long distances to gather fuel, putting themselves at risk of assault. 3 billion people need a better stove. That's why Aid Africa designed the 6-brick rocket stove. It's made from easily obtained materials, clay and organic matter. It's made locally, no expensive shipping or importing. It employs local labor. Experienced brickmakers are everywhere. The combustion chamber contains no metal, so the stove lasts longer. The stove is built from 6 bricks, simple as 1, 2, 3. 1 half-size brick, 2 full-size bricks with notches to hold the half brick in place, and 3 full-size bricks.
Come dance with me.
The bricks are a mixture of clay and organic matter. This mixture is using rice husks. It could be sawdust, ground nutshells, ground coconut fiber, any organic material that will burn out during firing, leaving a lightweight, porous brick. Getting the proper proportion is very important. The goal is to get a brick that is not so light that it is fragile, and not so heavy that it absorbs too much heat from the fire. These bricks are light enough to float.
A brick that is light enough to float has insulating qualities that will keep the heat inside the stove, and the firewood will be burned up at a very high temperature very efficiently. So that's one of the key secrets to the rocket stove, is the insulating brick.
Aid Africa teaches the women how to assemble their own stoves. Standing the bricks in place and placing the half brick on the notches, the whole assembly is bound together with baling wire. Tightening the wire holds the stove together, so the women can carry the stove back to their home, where it will be encased in mud. A generous layer of mud further insulates the stove. Before applying a final layer of mud, a welded double ring is inserted into the chamber. The ring creates a critical distance between the top of the stove and the bottom of a pot, concentrating the heat on the pot. More bricks and mud around the rocket stove create a nice cooking platform, like this typical double burner. Aid Africa is improving the lives of thousands of villagers by building and distributing rocket stoves that transform this into this. Aid Africa's 6-brick rocket stove is easy to build, made locally, burns less fuel, burns more efficiently, reduces carbon, and creates local jobs. This simple solution can transform this into this. A 6-brick rocket stove costs only $25. You can change a life today with your donation at www.aidafrica.net.